What up, Cooks? It's your boy, the Hater, and I wanted to do a video about how Triple H is out of touch. A lot of people requested this video, so I don't know who to attribute it to, but a lot of people kept asking to do a video about Triple H as a booker, so here it is. Triple H, in my opinion, is a shit booker. Now, I know what everyone's thinking. Oh, what are you talking about, Hater? Vince McMahon was out of touch. Paul Levesque gets it. And here's the problem, motherfucks. Number one, why are we calling him Paul Levesque all of a sudden? Fuck that shit. He's Triple H to me until the day that he's gone from TV. Anyways, that's that. Point number two. How is Vince McMahon out of touch when all Triple H is doing is Vince McMahon shit, right? He even did, again, the Mark Henry promo, right? But with AJ Styles and with Cody Rhodes instead of Mark Henry and John Cena. If you don't think that's out of touch, then you're fucking insane. Because that is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I made a whole video about it, so I don't want to bore everyone and go through that again. But the gist of it essentially is as follows. Mark Henry and AJ Styles, they're not in the same position, meaning that AJ Styles just got a new theme song. AJ Styles just had a match with the champion, etc., etc. AJ Styles has no reason to do this. Likewise, while it can be explained that John Cena was fooled by Mark Henry, given the situation, and given the other facts that I said in the video, it makes no sense for Cucky Rhodes to be fooled by AJ Styles, who, 2 weeks ago, was trying to ruin his life and take his title and do all that shit, right? So, irrespective of all this, the main point that I'm trying to make in this video is that Triple H is clearly out of touch, motherfucks. Clearly out of touch. How can he be not out of touch if he's going to do the same thing that's already been done? You know? Now, with all that being said, it's okay to once in a while harken back to, the past, right? Of course. There's not about it. But this only works under very specific circumstances. And when you do it, you should have the outlook that what you're doing, the remake, if you will, is going to be better than the original. And there's absolutely no way it would be better than the original here for obvious reasons, such as the ones that I stated in my other video, including the fact that Mark Henry spent 25 years in WWE and AJ Styles is not even a WWE guy. Also, just real quick, I didn't mention it in the other video, but there's a part where AJ Styles is like, Gallows, Anderson, I couldn't have done it without you. Yes, you could. Yes, you could do it 100% without Gallows and Anderson. AJ Styles, in fact, did do it without Gallows and Anderson. They didn't help him at all. What did they do? He's a TNA guy primarily, right? Even if AJ Styles has 10 more years of his career in WWE, he will always, motherfuckers, be a TNA guy. Because first and foremost, that's where he made his name. That's where he became a star. This is a rarity, right? So if Samoa Joe, let's say, has another 10, 15 years, let's say, in AEW, he might be an AEW guy, right? CM Punk is a WWE guy. He's not an ROH guy, right? But AJ Styles legitimately became a star in TNA, right? People were talking about him in normal everyday life. People actually watched TNA. It was you would draw 1.5 million people with similar numbers to Raw nowadays, right? People knew AJ Styles was. So, and I don't mean just wrestling fans. I mean people that watch TV. Because it was on 8 p.m. on Spike, right? Prime time, motherfucks. So, it doesn't make any sense. But Triple H and his booking decisions have thus far been very basic, right? It's the same fucking shit. He's got his boys. He's got the people that he likes. And he keeps trying to convince us that the people that he likes are somehow good and the people that he doesn't like are somehow, bad, right? Look at what happened to, and I hate to say it, look at what happened to Karrion Kross, right? This guy came in looking jacked, looking like a beast. Everybody got behind him. He progressively got in worse shape. Now he's growing his hair out. And all of a sudden now he's in this useless little thing with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Look at where that's going. Look at Bronson Reed. Basically look at everyone that got fired and then got hired again by Triple H. You know what I mean? Look at every person that went through NXT. Earlier today I was on YouTube and I saw a picture. It was what's it called? Sportskedia or Sportspedia, whatever the fuck it's called. These people keep showing up on my post. And they're 5 years ago today or 6 years ago. I think it was 5 years ago today. There was some NXT pay-per-view. And they're what a main event it was. The main event was Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano. And in this post, they had 5 or 6 matches that they talked about. And basically, every one of those matches, like everyone involved, is either a fascinatingly high-level jobber, right? Or they've already been released. We had people like Tyler Breeze, Velveteen Dream, fucking Andrade, I think, was in there. Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, like a lot of the people there, like almost nobody there is relevant today. The only one you could kind of say was relevant is Io Sky, right? But it's a little bit different because she's a woman, and every woman in WWE has like a moment where they are over and they are like the main event, right? Every woman, like except for maybe like Stacy Keibler, basically. Every other woman is gonna have that moment where it's like their time, you know what I mean? So that being said, it's like it really shows that Triple H is not at all in touch with anything that's happening. You know what I mean? I'm not like sitting here trying to hate on Triple H because, you know, as a performer overall and obviously as a wrestler, Triple H is great. You know, like I love Triple H from that perspective. However, it's not the same thing as I found the post, motherfuckers. I'll go over the post in a second. It's not the same thing as him being this like, you know, wrestling mind. He's just not a very good wrestling mind. He's a great wrestling character, you know, but not a very good wrestling mind. So the poster says it was a memorable night as NXT Takeover 25 took place on this day on 2019. How amazing was the main event of this show? I don't remember any of this shit. I know I saw it, but I don't remember it. The main event was Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano. Nobody cares. And in that little graphic, we also have Bobby Fish, Cuck O'Reilly, and Roderick Cuck, who are all jobbers and who are all have all been released, right? Johnny Gargano is still there, but he's a jobber. Then we got Shayna Baszler defeated Io Shirai. Who cares? Shayna Baszler is a jobber. Io Shirai is on her way to become a jobber. Velveteen Dream defeated Tyler Breeze. Both of those guys are released. And then the Street Profits, who are jobbers, defeated the Undisputed Era, who have been fired. The Forgotten Sons, who have been fired. And Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, who have been fired, right? So there you have it. I mean, I don't think I need to really explain anymore why, Triple H doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, right? You would think that if he knew, because people are like, I love what Triple H and HBK are doing in NXT. Well, if they were good at it, then the event from 5 years ago should have produced some stars of today. Let's go over everybody that was on this card. Keith Lee, this is like, it has an N on it on Wikipedia. N is not dark match, but it must be something else. Oh, it was taped for a future episode of NXT. Let's count those two. So the first match, Keith Lee versus Kona Reeves. Both of whom are fired, motherfucks. Mia Yim, who is, I think she's on NXT still, but she's basically a jobber. She defeated Bianca Belair, who is a star. But again, these are women, so it doesn't count. Matt Riddle, who is fired, defeated Roderick Strong, who is fired. The Street Profits, I think the rest of it is what we said. Yeah, everything else is just a bunch of jobbers that have been fired. Let's really, really quickly, for the fuck of it, motherfucks, look at NXT TakeOver Toronto. And let's see, like, the next one. And let's see how well Triple H did and how much his finger is on the pulse with all these people. Breezango, who was fired, defeated the Forgotten Sons, who are fired. Jordan Miles, he's ACH, who is fired, defeated Cameron Grimes, who is fired. The Street Profits, Dawkins and Montez, who are basically jobbers and who will soon be fired, defeated the Undisputed Era, who is fired. Io Shirai defeated Candice LeRae, they're both jobbers. Velveteen Dream, who is fired, defeated Pete Dunne, who might as well be fired, and Roderick Strong, who is fired. Shayna Baszler defeated Mia Yim, both of them suck. Adam Cole defeated Johnny Gargano. Adam Cole is fired, and fucking, what's it called? What was the other one? Johnny Gargano, he might as well be fired. Let's look at that next one real quick. Angel Garza defeated Isaiah Swerve Scott, who is now the AEW champion. He was out there jobbing to Angel Garza. Now he's like beating like Daniel Bryan and shit, okay? Team Rhea Ripley, who is a star, but a girl, doesn't matter. Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, and Dakota Kai, who are all jobbers or fired, defeated Baszler, Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, and Kaylee Ray, who are all either jobbers, fired, or successful. But again, it's a women's match. They're all going to get their chance. Pete Dunne defeated Damian Priest and Killian Dane. This is to become number one contender. Obviously, Damian Priest is the world champion now, so that's pretty cool. But otherwise, we have Pete Dunne, who's a jobber, and Killian Dane, who's fired. Finn Balor defeated Matt Riddle, who was fired. Finn Balor has been a jobber ever since. Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dijakovic, and Kevin Owens, right? Most of whom are either jobbers or fired, defeated the Undisputed Era, who are all fired. So there you have it. You see what I'm saying? Triple H is not good at being a booker, because you would think that if he were, a lot of the people that were, main eventing NXT 5 years ago should be main eventing WrestleMania this year, right? Or some, facsimile thereof. Like, I understand once in a while you're going to get a Cookie Rhodes, right? But clearly, the plan for Adam Cole was for Adam Cole to become like a big deal. But it didn't work out. Why? Because Triple H doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So with that being said, that plus the Mark Henry, AJ Styles ripoff thing, I'm not a fan of the Triple H era cuckolds.